Hi everyone, it's Anya here. I'm back with another video for Ophelia Talks, and today we are making a bow. I am in love with this pretty little bow. I mean, look how lovely it is. I have used it, as you know, on my wreath, but I'm sure you can make it to put on a present or, you know, any other things that you might need a embellishment for. So I have written the pattern for you. The pattern is on my blog, so there's a link below. Please go and click on the read more box, and there is a link, and that will send you to my blog. You can copy paste the pattern from there, and I suggest you do that because it's quite a long pattern and it will be easy for you to follow it with the number of stitches that you need. I am also going to be showing you the line of the pattern at the top, so it should be easy for you to follow the video as well. So I am using my 3.5, and I am just using a special DK by Starcraft in lipstick color. Obviously you can make it in cotton, you can make it in thicker, thinner wool. Your bow is just going to be bigger or smaller. So I suggest we get started. Okay, so I have my pattern here in my little opening here in my page. So I'm hoping that I can show you every row while I do it. So it might be a lengthy process, but I hope it's worth it. So it says row 1 SK, that's slip knot. Then you chain 9. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the reason why I say then chain 1 and turn is because that's your chain 1 for turning. So hold your finger onto that 9th chain, do another chain, that's your turning chain, and into that 9th chain that you did just now, you are going to do your first single crochet. See, because that's what it says on row 2, 9 single crochets. So we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, and I always go into that little V, 4, 5. It's a bit awkward now because you've got nothing to hold on to. 6, 7, 8, and 1 in the last one here, and that's 9. Okay, so that's our 9 single crochets. Once again, chain 1 and turn. Next row we are going to do 2 single crochets together. So that means you are going to do the first single crochet in that first stitch here, because this chain does not count as a stitch. So that's very important throughout this project. The chain 1 does not count as a stitch, it's just there to turn. So 2 single crochets together, that means we go in, we pull up the loop, we don't continue the stitch, we start another stitch in the next stitch, so we have 2 loops pulled up, and now we are going to finish that stitch in one go. So we've sort of merged 2 single crochets. Now we are going to do 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You now have 2 stitches left. 1, 2, and those are the ones that you are again going to do 2 single crochets together. So insert, pull up, don't finish, insert, did I insert? Yeah, pull up, don't finish, and now finish them both. Okay, so this is a decreasing row, so we're already losing stitches. We have now 7 stitches. So chain 1 and turn, and we're ready for row 4. And again 2 single crochets together. So the first one we're going to do just half, the second one, and we pull through together. Now 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, and here we have 2 stitches left, and indeed we need to do one of those togethers, so 2 single crochets together, chain 1 and turn, and next. Now there are 2 numbers here, that means row 5 and 6, so we have to do this row twice, so make sure you notice this. Okay, so 5 single crochets, 1 chain 1 and turn. So we are going to just do 5 single crochets across the row, 3, 4 and 5, chain 1, turn, and the same thing again, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So I've done my 2 rows of 5 single crochets, chain 1 at the end of that second row and turn, go to row 7, 2 single crochets, 2 single crochets together and 1 single crochet, chain 1 and turn. So we now have 4 stitches. So we're going to do 2 single crochets. So we, as usual, we start in that first stitch, 1, 2. Then we do our decreasing one here, so we do our 2 single crochets together in the middle of the row, really, there is no other place, and then we do another single crochet, there we go, chain 1 and turn. Next row, 4 single crochets across the row, 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 1 and turn. Next row, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets together, 1 single crochet, chain 1 and turn. So we're again decreasing in the middle of our row. So we've done the 1, now we are going to do the 2 together and the last one single crochet there, chain 1 and turn. Next row, 3 rows the same, 10, 11 and 12 are all the same. We do 3 single crochets, chain 1 and turn, so 3 stitches each time. So this is the first time I'm doing this, so this is my row 10, turn, row 11, single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, chain 1 and turn, and row 12, 1, 2, 3, chain 1 and turn. So I've done my 3 rows. Row 13, we are now going to do 2 single crochets in the first stitch. We are starting to increase again. 1 single crochet in the next stitch and 2 single crochets in the last stitch. This brings the total to 5 stitches. Row 14, hang on, chain 1 and turn. Row 14, 2 single crochets in the first stitch, 1, 2, 3 single crochets along the line, 1, 2, 3, and then 2 single crochets in the last stitch. So find the last stitch and we place 2 single crochets in there, 1, 2, chain 1 and turn. We now have 7 stitches. Now we are going to do 7 stitches along. So in the first stitch, as our turning chain does not count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. 7 stitches, chain 1 and turn. Row 16, 2 single crochets in the first stitch. So first stitch, 1, 2, then 5 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then in that last stitch we are going to again place 2 single crochets. We now have 9 stitches. Chain 1 and turn. Row 17, we are just going to do 9 stitches. So into the first single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Chain 1 and turn. Row 18, 2 single crochets in the first stitch, 1, 2, 7 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 1 stitch left and we do 2 in there, and that makes 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now chain 1 and turn. Again, we are going to now do 3 rows of 11 stitches going all along. So 11 stitches all along. So into the first stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and the 11th one, and this was row 19. So that was my first row where I was doing, I'll just move my coffee because otherwise my paper is not going to have space. So that was my first row of 11. Now I'm going to chain 1 and turn. Now I'm going to do my second row of 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And actually this is the longest row you have to do, but there are a lot of them. So that's the second row. Now we need to do chain 1, turn, and do the third row of 11. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's where we are at the moment. Right, so 22. We are now going to decrease. So chain 1 and turn, because otherwise that's what it said at the end of row 21. Look that, chain 1 and turn. Row 22, 2 single crochets together, So we're doing those together. Then 7 single crochets. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This leaves us with 2 stitches, which we are also going to do together. Chain 1 and turn. Next row, 9 single crochets along the line. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Chain 1 and turn. Next, 2 single crochets together, 5 single crochets and 2 together. So 1, 2 together. Then we do 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 2 stitches left, and that's the ones that we are going to put together. Chain 1 and turn. Next, a row of 7 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Chain 1 and turn. Row 26. 2 single crochets together, 3 single crochets and 2 single crochets together. So 2 together, 3 single crochets. This will leave you with 2 stitches, and you do those together as well. Chain 1 and turn. We now have 5 stitches left. Next row, 27. 2 together, 1, 2, 1 stitch and another 2 together. So we only have 3 stitches now. Chain 1 and turn. Next, this is where when I printed it off, I noticed I had not written the chain 1 and turn in there. So I have added it in the file, so you should have it there as well. So 3 rows now of single crochets, 3 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, chain 1, turn, 1, 2, 3. That's my second row. Chain 1 and turn. And now for the third row, 1, 2 and 3, and chain 1 and turn. So I've done my 3 rows of 3 stitches. Phew, row 31, we're getting there, people. 2 single crochets in the first stitch, so 1 single crochet and 2 in the same stitch, 1 single crochet in that middle stitch, and at the end here we do another 2 single crochets. So we have 5 stitches now. Chain 1 and turn. We go up to 7 stitches, so 2 single crochets in the first stitch, 3 single crochets along the line, 2 and 3, and 2 in that last stitch. 1, 2, chain 1 and turn. 7 single crochets all along the line. So in the first stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Chain 1 and turn. Again, we are going to increase, so 2 single crochets in that first stitch, 5 single crochets along the line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 2 single crochets in that last stitch, 1 and 2, chain 1 and turn. Next row, 9 single crochets along the line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1 in that last one. I don't always see that last one, but I just put it in wherever you can. Okay. Chain 1 and turn. Next, 2 single crochets in the first stitch, 1 and 2, 7 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, oh my word, and 2 in the last stitch. There we go, 1 and 2, and that brings us back to 11 stitches. So this is where we're at the moment. I mean, you might think that does not look like a bow, but I promise you it will. Right, next we need to do those 3 lines of 11 stitches. So I did not chain 1 and turn yet, so I do that now. And now we are doing our first row of 11. So that's the second, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. So that was my first row. Chain 1 and turn, and another row of 11. That will be my 38th row. I have no idea how many I've done now, but we will count them in a minute. See, when you start talking. Okay, I think this must be 10 and then this one is 11. Let's give it a quick count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Yeah. Chain 1 and turn. And this is my 39th row, and that was the third one where I had to do 11 stitches. So this has been good, because I always try to remember sort of in my head, this is my first row of the 3, this is my second row of the 3, otherwise you might lose count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. And also I tend to you know, indicate it on the pattern so you know where you are. Okay, so chain 1 and turn, and then we are on row 40 where we are going to do 2 single crochets together. So we are decreasing once again, 7 single crochets, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That leaves us 2 stitches, and those are going to be together as well. Chain 1 and turn. And now my tripod is in the way. 9 stitches all along. 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9, chain 1 and turn. 42, 2 single crochets together, 1 and the second one and together, 5 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and then 1, 2 together, chain 1 and turn. Next, row 43, 7 single crochets all along. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, chain 1 and turn. Again, we are going to decrease, so 2 single crochets together, 3 chains, 3 single crochets, what am I like? It's getting to me now. And 2 together. There we go. Okay, chain 1. Oh dear. Okay, so again, 2 single crochets together, 1 single crochet in the middle and then 2 single crochets together, making it 3 stitches again, chain 1 and turn, 3 rows of 3 single crochets, so 1, 2, 3, chain 1, turn, second row, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, turn, third row, 1, 2, 3, chain 1 and turn. Okay, so we are now on to row 49. Goodness me, 49, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets in the same stitch and 1 single crochet at the end. I now have 4 stitches. Chain 1 and turn. Right, then row 50, 4 single crochets, 1, 2, 3 and 4, chain 1 and turn, 1 single crochet, then 2 single crochets in the same stitch, 1 single crochet and 1 single, so 2 single crochets. There we go. We now have 5 stitches, chain 1 and turn, row, so 2 rows again, 5 stitches each time, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, chain 1, that was my first row, and we do the same thing again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, chain 1 and turn. 2 single crochets in the first stitch, 1, 2, 3 single crochets, 1, 2 and 3 and 2 single crochets in that last stitch, 1 and 2, chain 1 and turn, 2 single crochets in the first stitch, 1, 2, 5 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then here in the last stitch we are going to place another 2 single crochets. That makes our total 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, and that is what we need. We made it, and this is what we have made. I have sewn in the ends, and what I am going to do now is, this is the middle of our bow, and this bit here is also 3 stitches, so I'm going to place that together. Okay, so the 3 goes together. I am going to put a bit of wool there, like so, just so it's attached. Then you fold this bit back, and then you do the same thing on the other side. You fold this one in and over, and you attach it with just winding round the wool like that, and then you bring that back, and then I just keep winding to make it nice and thick in the middle here. And I make this disappear towards the back as well. Generally I attach it with a bit of you know, just make it disappear with a bit of hot glue. And there we have it. Look at that. That's our bow. So you'll have to just, I think I might keep going for a little bit longer just to make it a little bit bulkier in the middle there. There we go. And I just put a little bit of hot glue gun, and I make it disappear. I'll just make it disappear for now. Okay. But yeah, this is my bow, and I hope you enjoy making it. Like I said, you can go and get the pattern from my blog, and I think it's a great addition to any present. It does not take that long to make. Just keep an eye on, you know, the increasing and the decreasing that you have to do. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. So I had to take the little bow for a photo shoot in the park, so I hope you enjoy these pictures. And I also included some pictures of the wreath that I've made. So I've put the bow on the top, and then in a previous video I made some poinsettias to go on the wreath, so have a look at those. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!